that says research your topic. I do apologize. That is a correction. Please note it. With that being said, our next speaker is Toastmaster Scott Manning, project number 4, and the title of his presentation is Why Some Ideas Survive. Why Some Ideas Survive, Toastmaster Scott Manning.
From time to time, I'm receiving emails and stories from my friends, and they're usually some amazing story. But over the years, I started seeing I'm getting duplicate stories. They have slight twist to them, but the same thing. And I'm curious, why do these stories live on in our society? Why they keep on getting emailed around? So I started researching this out and came across this really great book called Made to Stick. And no, this is not duct tape. But the author started to realize that there was traits that made these stories live on within our society. And these traits were, the first one, simple and concrete. The idea has to be peered down to its basic core, made as simple and profound as possible. Example of this would be a proverb. It must contain concrete items, something that a human senses, something we can touch, feel, see, hear, taste. A good example of this would be the simple proverb, a bird in hand is worth 2 in a bush. It is a very simple statement, and it contains 3 concrete items: a bird, the hand, and bush. No need to describe those. We all know what those 3 items are. The second trait goes into credibility. Is the source of this information believable to the reader? A good example of this was the presidential election of 1980. This is Ronald Reagan going against President Carter. And when the economy was struggling, Ronald Reagan could have easily given us statistics and numbers to prove the economy was down. But he asked us all one simple statement, which was, before you vote, ask yourself if you are better off today than you were 4 years ago. That one simple statement made us all the source of the answer. We were the credible source. The third trait is unexpected and emotional. Is the story unexpected? Do we surprise the reader? Now, in surprising the reader, that's a short-lived event. So we have to capture their interest and curiosity to carry them through the story. We have to make people care about what they're reading and the subject matters. And we use emotional for that. To give you examples, it is much more effective or bigger impact if we're reading about a homeless person versus the numbers and statistics of homeless people in the United States. The fourth trait is evoking imagery. We, as a species, exchange information through storytelling. When we teach our children how to drive, we tell them what we went through and when we learned to drive. We went through all the accidents we've seen through our lifespan. This gives our children their mental catalog of what to expect when they're behind the wheels and driving down our roads. As you can see, myths, the stories, the ideas that continue living on from generation to generation contain several of these traits. Let me give you an example. Please raise your hand if you remember the statement or the line, "We will put a man on the moon and return safely by the end of the decade." This was President Kennedy's 1961 speech. Now, in that statement,
I wasn't here. Your parents told you.
or history books. In this one statement, President Kennedy told us who was going, a man, where he was going, to the moon, when he was going, by the end of the decade, and the mission goal, to return safely. Now, was it simple? Yes. He was able to convey that answer in one simple sentence. Was it concrete? Yes, it had 3 items: the man, the decade, and moon. Was it unexpected? Yes. He could have simply said, we're going to send a man to circle the Earth or circle the moon. No, he went for the goal. We're going to put him on the man, on the moon, and return him safely. And was it emotional? Yes, he put in the word safely. We're going to return that man safely to Earth. He could have easily said, we're going to return them to Earth. Perhaps they were dead. Not a good statement. So, that statement has lived on 5 decades since it was last spoken. Now, let me give you a couple of other myths and proverbs that continue living on. The myth, the Great Wall of China is the only man-made object visible from space. This is a myth, but it is simple, concrete items, and believable considering the size of the Great Wall. The other example would be the proverb, actions speak louder than words. That's lived on for centuries. It is simple, profound, and easy to remember. Now, I encourage everyone to go out and buy this book, read it, take its ideas to heart, and learn how to give your ideas life of their own. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Very, very good presentation. He assimilated all of us into his presentation so we can identify with the terms that he used.